Hello and welcome. I'm Michael Jobity, the festival host of the MiraBan UK Film Awards 2024. And I'm delighted to introduce Jay Manari, our festival director and founder of MiraBan. Today, Jay will be sharing key insights about the festival promotion, funding, and distribution strategies course, including who it's for and where you can find it. This comprehensive course is designed to equip you with the essential knowledge and skills needed to navigate the intricate world of film festivals, including film markets, funding, and distribution. From strategically positioning your film for success to craft an effective submission that stands out, you'll learn the ins and outs of festival promotion, funding, and distribution processes. Through practical exercises, discussions, and real-world examples, you'll gain invaluable insights into building and maintaining professional relationships within the film industry. But before we jump into that, let's take a look at the film course promo.
What you'll gain from this course: strategic planning and positioning of films for festival success, networking and relationship building within the film industry, understanding of film distribution channels and cinema venues, crafting compelling submission materials and avoiding disqualification pitfalls, technical proficiency in providing optimal film files for final screening, creating effective electronic press kit for film promotion, approaching key industry players and sales agents as well as film investors and financiers with confidence, and last but not least, exploring a variety of film funding alternatives, equity and reward-based crowdfunding.
Amazing. So for those who don't know, Jay Manari is an independent director, writer, producer who started out working on independent films and commercials both in Europe, Italy, and in the US, California, LA, and New York. Back in 2014, where he worked with LA producers such as El Polgarty, and in the last years in the UK with series producer John Jennings, assisting directors like Ben Taylor, known for Sex Education, and Amanda Brochi, known for Gentleman Jack. Since 2018, Jay is the festival director and founder of MiraBan and the ever-growing MiraBan UK Film Awards, a London-based and diversity-driven film independent film festival, member of BFI and Film Hub London, celebrating diversity in low-budget art house films. In the last 5 years, Jay has been working both as a producer's assistant and director's assistant in London-based high-end TV dramas, such as Renegade Now by Disney+, as well as producing his own independent film productions available on multiple online distribution platforms. Jay Manari, you are the driving force behind this course that promises to unlock key knowledge to succeed in the dynamic film industry. With a wealth of experience and expertise, Jay's course serves as a comprehensive roadmap for anyone looking to navigate the competitive landscape of filmmaking with confidence and finesse. In our time together, we'll delve into questions that lie at the heart of mastering film festival promotion, funding, and distribution. So with that, let's kick off the Q&A session and jump into some of the questions, learning more about your inner workings and development of creating this amazing course, some of the key concepts that will be covered to help individuals succeed in this industry. There's so many moving parts, from funding to the creative process of actually building out your story, finding the right people, stakeholder management. So I feel like it's a really condensed course that allows individuals to dive deeper into the inner workings of what it takes to make a film and actually be successful. So I guess my first question would be, who is this course for?
Thank you so much for this awesome introduction, Michael. This course is definitely for entry-level and intermediate filmmakers who want to learn about festival submissions. Maybe they have finished their first film and they're trying to understand how to position that on the festival circuit. Or they are junior filmmakers, producers who have finished a film. They already have some festival recognitions, but they're looking for distribution deals, trying to find other fundings for next projects. So it is comprehensive and allows people who have entry level or the more experienced one to actually find information that they can use at their own advantage to navigate the complexities of the film industry, particularly how to approach international sales agents, how to find investors, when is the case to find your own LTD company when you are, for instance, launching your feature film, maybe it's your first feature film and there are many trials and errors you go through, the importance of having a specific insurance, like the error and omission insurance. It covers also the deliverables, the materials that you will be required by a distributor in case you get a deal. So it is definitely providing the key information that it's hard to find in just one course. This knowledge that I put into this course comes from an experience that runs through 10 years of my own trials and errors as well. So if I can make the life of someone else, a fellow filmmaker, simpler than the one that I had to go through, then definitely I want this course to be their key to success. And it is not easy. Present time after the SAG-AFTRA strikes and the moment of stasis that we were mentioning in our previous conversations, it is important for filmmakers to use this time, if, for instance, they are not working on any other projects, to leverage their knowledge and find the next steps to have the better career growth possible.
That's amazing. No, thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, there's so many moving parts in the industry, and being able to prioritize, because there's only 24 hours in a day, right? So trying to figure out what to start with, what to focus your energy on to kind of act as a catalyst to get you to the end quicker, right? So I think that's amazing what you're doing for, all these individuals. That kind of leads into my second question. So I was going to ask, how did you navigate when you're looking at the framework and the model? So when you were mentioning like sales agents, funding, insurance, how did you build up that foundation and the structure of what elements you want to focus on? And I guess kind of connected to that question is, how much of it was from your own experience because you realized these were some challenges you went through, and how much of it was just from, I guess, being in the industry and maybe some research as well?
I think it's a combination of both, because it comes from practical knowledge, and there is a way of thinking in the industry that disregards film school and what you could learn subscribing to a course or an MA. But there are also those who do value that, because there are things that you learn about distribution that maybe you don't have the chance to learn going to a film market, because either you cannot have the accreditation yet. So without a production company, you can't really step into the market. For instance, want to enter into the producers network in Cannes, you need to be a producer in order to have that accreditation. So it is an exclusive environment that you can step into only if you have certain credentials. So this course provides this kind of information as an insider, a combination of knowledge that I learned by approaching sales agents, by approaching distributors, and the other side, which has just been also my own studies, my own MA course, my own BAs, things that I learned, things that I thought they were outdated. And so I needed to go and look for better courses to improve. And it's all about, putting together the pieces of knowledge that I acquired throughout the years. And that's why I think I wish I had found a course like this one 10 years ago, so that my life would have been simpler when approaching a distributor, when prepping a press kit. And many of this inspiration, I would say, to create this course came from the festival experience, both as a filmmaker, so me submitting to film festivals, but also as a festival director, so watching hundreds of submissions and sometimes noticing the same kind of mistakes repeated over the time. So for instance, there might be a submission of a project that tends to be not technically proficient, and you can avoid that in a very simple way. I dedicated part of these lectures into the course to show how to, for instance, export a high quality file when it's destined to a film distributor, or when it's destined for a cinema venue that requires DCP files, so the digital cinema package, or how to export a file in a very high quality when the festival or the final screening platform you're sending it to is not able to use a screening projector, the classical one in the cinema, but they're using a projector that you will use in a conference. There are many other festivals that do run like that. So you have to be prepared to send the right files, also at request, especially if you are selected. And when it comes down to promote yourself, many filmmakers, I would say, stay outside of the spotlight by their own lack of knowledge of how to promote themselves. So that's another thing that I take care into the lectures, to showcase simple steps that anyone can do, just having the right knowledge to do that and do it constantly in a way that allows people to see that you are constantly working and then you are building on your career.
Yeah, definitely. And I think to your point, being able to have this information shared from someone who's gone through it is definitely way more valuable, because a lot of the experiences are real and people can see themselves in you and look at your journey and be inspired and also learn along, at the same time. So I think that's really, really exciting. And then also the technical aspects, as you were mentioning, with the files. I mean, these things get overlooked, right? But it's actually so important. And the importance of promotion and selling yourself, selling, the festival, the movie that you're working on, the film. I think the soft skills are super important. And often, it's not the easiest thing to do when you're, for instance, in university and taking another course, but having something that's more hands-on where you can practice that is super valuable. So thanks for touching on that. Another question I had, kind of a fun one. What was your favorite part about making this course? Did you have any favorite parts that you were really, I'm sure you're obviously passionate about the whole thing, but were there any standouts when you were building it?
That's a good question. I haven't thought about that, but if I just go through the structure of the course, I think probably I enjoyed the part of the festival submission. So going through the examples of kind of film festival, how to tailor the submission to the specific film festival you're sending it to, how to tailor the press kit or cover letter. It's like when you're going for a job interview, you can't expect the same CV and the same cover letter to work with multiple hiring managers. It's the same thing when you go for a festival submission and you're hoping to be selected. I also enjoyed a lot talking about scam film festivals, and that's because it's a huge issue in the industry. And as a festival director and founder that has been working hard to make a festival worthy of such a name, I'm sure other festival programmers like me feel quite frustrated of having to deal with this kind of festivals that do sell trophies or even laurels, and they pretend to have screenings, but they actually don't. They use platforms like money-making machines. And normally they have a very high selection rate, which should make filmmakers very skeptical. When you are a festival director, you put your bar very high, and you have to think, we are looking for proficiency here. We are looking for good stories, for original stories, but also we're looking for a product that is well made and is worth to be shown. So it is very important to, be informed about reviews, check if these festivals that are claiming to be festivals indeed have a professional website, who's running, who's judging, and especially what do the filmmakers that have been selected in the previous years say about their experience with that festival. If they went to the screenings, how were they treated? Did they pay for having a promotional interview like the one we're doing right now? Like, for instance, for the MiraBan UK Film Awards, we spent the last 4 editions to interviewing all our festival candidates, particularly offering also free entry to our Film and TV Career Expo that runs on the first day of the 2 days of the festival. Not many festivals are able to do that, but it's very important to be honest on what you can do. So if you can't afford as a festival to make trophies, do digital certificates, but don't charge your winners for the digital certificate. This is the basic things, but sometimes if you are a new filmmaker just approaching the festival platforms, or you are a student and you have made your first film and you want to submit, you get easily fooled around, because especially now with the advent of the AI, you can fake a lot of things digitally. And there should be more, I would say, control. There should be more cleansing of the environment in which we are working in. And I'm not saying it just because we are the only good festivals doing that. I personally mentioned other great film festivals that are perfect for student filmmakers or great for independent filmmakers that have a specific genre that they want to succeed into. But the important thing is to know your destination, know where you're going to, know who you are submitting to. Even if there is free entry, you should be skeptical, because you never know how this is going to evolve. If they're maybe going to take your film and selling it on a different platform and you don't know. And last thing I want to mention is I enjoyed a lot talking about what not to do with your film especially when approaching festivals. Like, the number one thing not to do is not put your film on open sources. Like, I will never stress this enough to every filmmaker I encountered throughout the years as a festival director. It's not a way to promote your film. It's a way to allow people to hack your film, download it without you having control of it. And also, it will be showing lack of professionalism, because if you do that, it means that you don't know what you're doing. I can understand 10 years ago, we didn't have access or direct connection with distributors. It was very hard. But nowadays, you can find a distributor. We have, platforms that are partners with us. One is Streamateur, and the other one is WeShort. And these people do invest their money and time to help filmmakers to monetize their films. So I would say do your research. Don't just waste your film just sharing it for free on YouTube. Put a teaser, put the BTS, put the bloopers on YouTube, create a vibe, but don't just, give it out so easily, because you're going to lose control over it and you're going to not end up monetizing it, because then a distributor would not want that film. It's like when you look for a publisher for your book, and then you end up going with the publisher, and then you are unhappy about that, and you want to step back and go with another publisher. And it's very hard to find someone who will buy that, will help you selling that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it's almost like IP, right? Like, even we're touching on so many different elements of the business, like the legal side and ensuring, like, your film is essentially your IP, right? It's unique. There's a lot of value. So if you're putting it on an open source platform, you're almost giving it to the public domain, right? And that novelty might wear off when you're trying to, work with different partners to distribute it. So yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think just a follow-up question from that, and we kind of touched on it as well through some of the other questions and your answers, but obviously when looking at the landscape of courses for, supporting individuals when submitting films to film festivals, what would you say are like your top 3 elements where your course is kind of set apart from some of those other courses that are out there on the internet?
Well, first and foremost, there are many courses that do touch base on festival promotion, funding, and distribution within the same course. I would say that what sets it apart is this sense of practical knowledge. Like, I'm not just giving a generic suggestion of what to do. I'm bringing up case studies and examples. Like, for instance, with AI, I touched on the SAG-AFTRA consequences, on how actually the actors won big and what they obtained fighting and striking for their own rights. And this has affected everyone, not only the actors, of course, but the entire industry. So I try to make it as much up to date and omni-comprehensive, giving practical examples. I would say that people approaching this course should expect to work hard, because they will have assignments that are, yes, we have the easy assignments. It could be like a quiz to make sure that you have understood the generic information given to you in the course, but then there are also more hands-on kind of assignments where you have to show that you have understood and to actually put into practice the knowledge that will be useful for you to improve, like step-by-step tutorial to create your own DCP file, how many platforms for free and paid with paid plugins you can approach, and understanding what each single element means with a concise 5 to 8 minutes video. Time-wise, a step up compared to other courses you can find online. Like, before creating my own course, I took other courses, and mine was a very brand new course with a lot of up-to-date knowledge.
Fantastic. No, thanks so much for sharing that. When I take your course, I'm definitely taking a lot of notes, highlighting, and probably going to go through it multiple times. So thank you so much for sharing the highlights, your excitement for the course, your favorite elements, and all the challenges that filmmakers go through when they're submitting these films to film festivals. In a sense, it's almost like an entrepreneurship course as well, because you have to look at the marketing, accounting, finance, legal, partnership, stakeholder management. There's so many different components, as well as staying up to date with what's going on in the world, as you mentioned, with some of the AI elements as well. So with that, I would say this concludes the end of our live stream. Thank you so much, Jay, for hopping on and sharing all your valuable insights and giving us a preview and a sneak peek into the amazing course that you've created. For the audience, I hope you enjoyed it and that you will grab this unique opportunity to apply for this online course. You can find it on the Udemy platform or book it directly from the MiraBan UK Film Awards.co.uk website. A special coupon is available for you in the comments section of this live stream. Remember that film submissions are still open for all categories, and that the award ceremony will take place at the Bromley Picture House Cinema on the 7th and 8th of December. Special thank you to Jay Manari, Festival Director and founder of MiraBan. And if you want to learn more about our London-based events, please visit our website at MiraBan UK Film Awards.co.uk. Take care and goodbye for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, Michael. Thank you so much.